All right, it's 2026, and I'm back in Japan after 7 years. It's been seven since before a long time ago. So first thing I'm gonna do on this 3-week backpacking trip is kind of visit some of the nostalgic places that I went to first time I went to Japan, which was 22 years ago, 2004. And the first place I stayed at was called the Hibari House in Hibarigaoka near Tokyo, and that's where I am. Just got off the Seibu line, and yeah, let's see if I can remember how to get there. I looked and it's not there anymore, but anyways, I'll just go over some of the memories I had of traveling around Japan in the last 22 years. I've been to Japan maybe 10 times now so far. It's, all right. So this is Hibarigaoka Station, and where the train's set up, like that looks familiar. I think I remember this bakery here, and this exit, the south exit. I don't know. I mean, like this area, it wasn't. I remember this. Kind of remember this. It's coming back to me now. This downtown. I remember that McDonald's. There's a KFC over there. But I think what I want is the north exit. They must have been doing a lot of work on this area when I was here. But so we're gonna walk to the Hibari House, or where it used to be. And yeah, the Seibu Ikebukuro line, or Seibu line. This is near past Narima Station, Higashikurume. There's like a rapid train. There's something or other. It's like this kind of looks familiar. See that? This does not. Well, maybe. I mean, so. Let's turn this around. I love getting used to this DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I got the wireless mic set up, active tracking mode. Don't need to be in the center of the frame though. Okay. Okay, let's see here. This is down the stairs on the north entrance. Was it another Hibarigaoka, maybe? Oh man, did they move the station? They couldn't have moved the station, because I remember the station. I mean, I think there's only one Hibarigo. It could be, yeah. Hibarigaoka. That's, yeah. After, on the Seibu line. Huh. All right. I feel like this is a lot, like, these buildings are, like, everything's new here. But again, okay, so anyways, I'm going to pick this way. I'm pretty sure it was this way. It felt not so much dirtier when I was here last, but it was like, or first here. Well, because Japan, it's got a different version of dirty. Like, you know, it's still like, it's Japan. It's amazing. It's incredible over here. You know, no litter on the ground, but no trash cans anywhere you can really. Okay, so let's see here. Any landmarks on the way there? This feels. There was a bicycle parking lot area here. Huh. Was I walking along the... Did they move all this stuff around, maybe? Okay, all right. Let's try this that way and then to the right here. I'm like 90% sure it was on this side of the it's kind of it was a walk. It was like 10 to 15 minute walk. However, it wasn't through immediately through houses. That's what's weird about it. It's like I felt like there was like the stairs leading up to the train kind of went like it opened up to the it wasn't like well, the stairs I just went to like kind of went down and they make a left, but it was like the stairs were like a steep set of stairs that opened up right into the alleyway of like a bunch of night places of stuff to eat. But and I'm like, you know, so far I got like, I know it wasn't on the department side of the oh, this doesn't look familiar. Okay, maybe if I could find Life Market. I'm gonna go on my phone and look for Life Market. Let's see here. 2004. Okay, searching Life. Life Estate, no. Life Market. Hibarigaoka. Huh. Nothing's coming up. Okay, this is gonna be it's gonna be kind of a challenge. What else is there? There was a 7-Eleven. Is this the same Hibarigaoka? I remember the station. The station looks familiar. Okay. I'm not worried or anything of this. I mean, this doesn't. It's just interesting. It's like more of a challenge. Okay, I'm looking at this. There's a 7-Eleven course by the station. There's another one, Hibarigaoka Dori. Let's see if that one is kind of in the direction. How far is that? And then there's another one. Well, let's start with the first one here. All right. Okay. Well, it's like this is like an RPG of this is what inspires people to make games like The Legend of Zelda. And okay, what do we got here? There's a main road that is this way. Other landmarks. Okay, so I came here in 2004. First time. Amazing. You know, like a couple weeks before, I didn't have smartphones, didn't have mobile, internet kind of deal, Wi-Fi, Google Maps, and everything. I came here with just a Berlitz book, translator, dictionary, phrase dictionary, a bunch of cue cards and a dream that was realized by that trip. And this really feels and smells different. You know, it was smelled like there was more food. Man, I know it was on this side of this this side, this side of the train tracks, because that's one thing that the only thing I have going on for this adventure here is, like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't on the department store side. And I remember that McDonald's, KFC, kind of. I came here at night, first time in Japan, printed out maps on Yahoo at their, you know, this road, this is kind of fun. I honestly, I'm having a great time, you know, even though I might be kind of lost, because it's like, I'll get into this about, like, this feels, you take one wrong turn and it completely changes. This road, yes. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm back to, yeah, this makes sense. And it's in the direction of a 7-Eleven. Okay. But, of course, it's also 9 o'clock in the morning. So, really excited to be here. That first trip, every trip, is really exciting. I wish they sold those in America. I love those little compact wagons. I think I bought like a little computer speaker at this Lawson, and various other things, but it was like 100 yen or something, like a really cheap little speaker I still have. Tiny little cube thing with a headphone jack, aux cable built in. So I came out here. I had an email confirming my reservation. That's starting to look a little bit more, I mean, that's kind of a more modern look. This area, this road, structurally kind of feels right. And so I made a reservation online, and it worked out to be like staying there for, I think the first trip was, I can't remember, I think it was 2 weeks for the first time, 4 weeks for the second time, and then I think I did another, I forgot how many, I've lost count of how many times I've been here over the last 22 years, but I got a confirmation from the manager, this guy named Toshi. Got to know him pretty well. Really nice guy. That guy was amazing. And his English was really good too. It's just, yeah, super friendly. They're just nicest guy in the world out there. So Toshi, he was really into bodybuilding. I remember he was the most, like, that guy worked out. He was really into that. And he was telling me, like, at a time when, like, I guess, I don't know if it wasn't popular to, I don't know. Yeah, anyways, I remember every time I visit him since, I would bring, like, fitness magazines. That's kind of like from American fitness magazines. It's kind of a little gift. I stayed at this place 4 times, off and on. Last time I stayed there was probably 2013. So first time was 2004, and then I may have walked by the place after that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2013 was the last solo trip I went to Japan. I may have gotten my haircut at that place. I'm not sure. But, okay. A little bit warm today. A lot of warm. I'm glad I'm making this trip here and documenting this experience. This is like, you know, probably the last time I'll ever, who knows? I don't know. I mean, now it's closed. There's not really any reason for me to have to wait another 20 years for it to be that nostalgic feeling. Was that a health club? Yeah, I think that was a health club. Also, Toshi had tattoos, so he couldn't go to like any health club, I remember. And yeah, there was I think right around here, I wasn't 100% sure. Got off the plane, 12, 13-hour flight, exhausted. I mean, I'd been up for almost a day, and had a luggage, had a backpack, a suitcase and backpack, and I'm pretty sure it was summertime too. Drenched in sweat. And I felt like I was getting lost on this. Nothing other than the printed out, paper map of the place. But I wanted to make sure I was on the right track. So there was a dry cleaner at one of these places. I remember it was like a really small corner kind of deal. And went in there for a second just to practice my Japanese and say like, "Oh, sumimasen, Hibari house, shirimasu ka? Or do you know Shibari? Dochi desu ka? Which way?" Really nice, probably family-owned dry cleaning place, and directed me that way. And I remember going back and, every time the last couple times over the several years, stopping in and just like, dropping off a little gift for the people that work there. I think I did that once, actually. I think it might have closed after the first year, but it was just a nice thing to do. Yeah, this is looking kind of familiar. But I might be in the unknown zone again here pretty soon. Cool Fiat 500. Okay, this was some kind of used car lot. Or it could have been a parking. But there was a Mazda Miata MX-5, early 90s, that had these like kind of aftermarket, like instead of the pop-up headlights, they kind of converted it to like a Datsun 240Z thing on the front end of it. I thought that was amazing. Pretty sure I got a picture of it. Now, that 7-Eleven was not there. It was not in that location. I'm pretty sure it was on this side of the street, because that was like the marker of like, you made it this far to the 7-Eleven, and then, yeah. Huh. Well, hopefully someone else, this video is like, personal memories, but for me, documenting this stuff, but I almost see the green. Yeah, I think there's a light there. The Life Market looks like it's still there. It's down that direction. I think I can see the green awning, or the green sign on it. I'll go there next. But it's now a Hibarigaoka Yoshida Dental Clinic. Yeah, those sliding doors too. That was the 7-Eleven. I don't remember those. They might have rebuilt the whole thing, because I think it was one story. Well, obviously, because like that 7-Eleven over there is, yeah. Okay, so it was down here. So I stayed there 22 years ago, and then I think it finally closed in, I want to say 2017 or something like that. I heard Google AI. So there's got to be other people. This has got to be, it's value to me, but it's got to be value to others out there that stayed here over the years, the decades. I mean, thousands of travelers over the decades, like traveling as cheap as possible. Now, do I go left, straight? I know it's not right. I'm gonna go left. So I think it was kind of like a straight shot. This is where it might fall apart here. And I also, part of me kind of remembers it was called the Tatami Guesthouse, but I'm pretty sure it was called Hibari House. That's so it was across the street from a jazz bar. This is kind of familiar, but again, like this, so close to like every other alleyway. It's just like the angle kind of resembles it. That jazz bar was like right across the street from it. I can't remember the name of it, but they had live music. The owner was really into jazz. Live grand piano there, and a couple times I would go out and over and I got to play piano, jazz piano for the all the random people that are there's hanging out there. But I remember the owner. He used to give me free teriyaki chicken and beer for that event of playing music, and it's somewhat professional. It was fun. He also took my picture up on stage, and then he had that he had this kind of wall of photos out front, and I remember I was on that wall for a couple years after. Nice guy. Okay, what do I do if this is not the way? How far do I go down, and then where do I go back to? Actually, I'm not sure, but if this is a restaurant that has this, it's been a long time since I've been here. Yeah. Restaurant desu ka? Is it a restaurant or jazz restaurant? No. Or yeah. He said she put like 20 years. I think. Yeah. Hibari House, shirumasu ka? Hibari House, guest house. Yeah. Hibari House. I think so. Yeah. It's somewhere around here. So yeah. Anyways, thanks. So. He looks really familiar. I swear, like he walked out. It looked like the same guy who was the manager of that. And my Japanese has gotten so rusty there. Oh man. Okay, if that, I mean the layout, what I could see of that tables is like, it's kind of familiar. This is I might be going too far. Well, it was a house like that over there, but oh man, now if I make a turn down one of these streets to backtrack, I have to make that turn. I have to remember which wrong turn I made. I mean, that looks like, let's just take a quick look to see what this leads to. Because I know it wasn't that one. It was on a corner. Which corner? I swear that restaurant that guy looks so familiar. But it's like he has like the iconic jazz restaurant somewhere in suburb of Tokyo, like look to him. Honestly, like, oh God, I can't remember his name. I haven't eaten yet either, so I'm gonna get. This doesn't feel the way out there. Man, they must have rebuilt this whole thing, this whole area maybe. I mean, it didn't feel like it needed rebuilding though. It felt like, honestly, like the houses, the style kind of feels like the same like it did before, but So this video could be just searching for the Hibari house. I have video over the years of like inside of that place that I might post of memories, but that park doesn't look familiar. I'm gonna go back to that restaurant area kind of thing. I don't know if it was like, I can't remember if it was right next door. God, what would I even search for? I mean, what I would need to do is go through my email, but I think I changed emails over the years so that I don't think I have that email account anymore. I mean, the opening, like again, there's not a lot of variation to a place like that, but that's weird. Where would it be? Okay, let's say that I'm not crazy on that being the restaurant. I think I'm down to my kind of Hail Mary, which is look for that Life Market. Okay, all right, I'm looking at Google Maps here. I'm like now I'm 60% sure, but that it was behind the 7-Eleven, but it wasn't that far, and it would have been at the corner of something, whereas like like the location of that house, that building, almost kind of fits. And it does look, I mean, I thought, well, maybe. Could it be this? I mean, like the proximity to the other, to the possible restaurant is kind of works. I think it had to have been longer though. There was like a side area to it. I mean, it had a lot of rooms on this place. Wow, that is a huge minivan. That's what I need is a bicycle. All right, is there a Life Market? Life. Nope. Okay, 1 second. Life Market. One Chrome, no. Market. Life grocery store, that's it. Okay. All right. The grocery store is over there. Let's see here. Opens at 9:30, that's fine. No, I'm not driving. I'm walking. 4 minute, 0.2 miles. Okay. Which way? Looks like it's this way. I think his name was Fuji-san. Now it's coming back to me that the guy's name was Fuji. I mean, that's like I'm probably like saying, oh, is your name Johnson or like Smith or something? It's like a very probably common name, but yeah, I mean, the entrance is right. The window, where the table kind of located, is kind of right. And yeah. Let's see here. I could ask him. Okay. So this Life Market is, yes, okay, that is the same Life Market. And this is the same way to get to the Life Market. It's just, where's the Hibari house? So, from what I read, yeah, what I read was that guest houses, a lot of them closed somewhere in like 2017, somewhere around there, 2017, because there was restrictions put in place for what accounts as, like, I mean, a lot of regulations of yeah, what was a guest house kind of thing. And yep, I used to I had a bicycle for a couple of those trips. I remember, I think Toshi like sold used bikes there, and then we'd sell it back when we're done. I used to tie it up, or it actually didn't even need to tie it. Okay. This might be too early, but this is definitely the life market. And it's 9:13, so yeah. Okay. Okay, so that means let's get a shot of the front of the store. Yeah, it was like that. They had a little kickstand, and that's got a little lock and key thing. It's all you need in this country. It was amazing. So, used to go to Life Market. Was like, that was the market to get after a certain time of the day. Yeah, it's cheap, discounted sushi. Really good stuff, though. That's where everybody got their stuff. And then you have to put your name on it. And one refrigerator, or two refrigerators. There was two refrigerators, one kitchen area, kind of community kitchen area. I gotta ask that guy, if I see him standing outside when I walk by, I'm gonna take one more stab at going back to seeing if I can find that location. I think that was a diner, a Denny's thing, kind of, or style of just a restaurant, sit-down restaurant. I may have eaten there one of the last times I visited and stayed at the Hibari house. Toshi was good enough to take me out for that last day. We rode in his, he had a Nissan Skyline R33, and it was amazing because wow, they really did some work here. But that was like completed at the time. That was a bucket list item, like ride in a Nissan Skyline. I'll take any generation of that in Tokyo, even though it wasn't the GTR. It was probably a GTT or something like that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man, it's just a emotional experience. This time goes by, 20 years. All right, so what else do I remember about the Hibari house? That's definitely that's got to be the restaurant. And I think I'm gonna before I walk past, I'm gonna walk past that place when I head back to the train station. But I'm gonna take one more chance at trying to find the location. So, what else do I remember of that place? It had coin-operated showers. 100 yen gets you like 3 minutes. I think Toshi was good enough to like raise that to like 6 minutes or something like that. But he was generous. So he was the manager, but he wasn't the owner of the place. And let's see what else. He had a small little office in the front. It had a long hallway, 2 floors, and there was kind of that dirt lot. It could have been that building. It could be that building. Man, this backpack's getting heavy. So a lot of just really great way to explore the country at the beginning. I mean, I made it there. It was dark. It must have been 9 or 10 at night, something like that. Pretty sure it was day when it landed. So it was like, it landed in Narita Airport. and it was so mix of like just being completely exhausted versus like, you know, just excited that checked into that room, slept the whole night. Now, memories of the Hibari house that I think there's a statute of limitations that's expired by now. But I mean, I was a model tenant of that place. Always kept the place cleaned, and you know, it was. But I saw some stuff go down. Sometimes there were some people that still heading that way, that did not have that sense of adventure spirit, or I don't know, moral code. I don't know. So I'll start with the with this one story. First time I'm there, you know, setting up was great, but I noticed that there was a smell to the room, and it was when I was laying down on the bed, and it would hit me after like sitting there for a couple minutes. It was just like it would creep up, and it was like the room was clean. There was nothing on the floor or anything, no stains or anything, but I always thought that was a really cute corporate logo, little two cats kind of carrying each other. So they yeah, that's good to be there. I'm feeling like it's like this way, which would probably put it at that house. So there's a smell to it. I got a mop. I mopped the floor in the room. Didn't tell anybody. Didn't tell Toshi about it. You know, I thought like, oh, I'll figure this thing out. Maybe it's something spilled or something like that. And a gas leak. But I cleaned the floors, and it was wooden floors, I remember, or laminate. And sure enough, came back the next, still there after everything dried up. I think that was it. I think that must be it. So then I decided, like, second night or so, I'm gonna do a really in-depth, I'm gonna find out what that smell was. I pull up the mattress, and there was a box underneath the mattress. And it was duct taped to the under the bed frame, and someone who did not have for whatever reason defecated in that box and taped it to the bottom of the bed for the next victim, which was me. Unknowingly, it had been there from the previous tenant, and I had no words. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah. God, I wonder what they. I mean, because it looks like there's. Yeah, I mean, I see there's multiple rooms, like sliding doors. The bigger rooms were on the top floor, and yeah, it had the side something or other. Shoot. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go by like that was it. I remember the second floor when I was there. There was a woman named Keiko. She was really cool. She liked night clubbing, and she stayed at that corner room. I just get I get like a blackout shade curtain thing going there, but I can just see let's work around this side. And it's on the corner. Yeah. That's some kind of medical something. Yeah. Anyways, I cleaned it up. Didn't say a word till I got to know Toshi better, the manager, and then I had just like I said, like, hey, you know what? I got a funny story for you. And that's when he said, he was super apologetic. He was like, you know, just like, oh my God, he was shocked on that. But again, super nice guy. He's like, it was apparently the last person who was staying there had, he had to kick out because he was harassing the other people in the household. Yeah, I'm gonna go by that this is the location. Yeah, that's okay. All right, check that off. Now let's ask the guy. His name is Fuji-san. So, anyways, it was a funny story, a life moment. Kind of hiccup. Didn't throw a wrench in the plans of me enjoying Japan for the first time. But it's something I remember 22 years later out there, so I left a mark on it. But it, you know, kind of somewhat minimal harm, no foul. Maybe it's a foul stench on that, but it cleaned it up, and enjoyed the rest of the trip out there. So, other events in the Hibari house. There was someone who was stalking, there was a Japanese person who was like a boyfriend of another Japanese girl who lived there. That was kind of the stalker guy. It might have been dangerous, and then Toshi had to like confront the guy and say like, you're not coming in this house. And I backed him up. I remember late one night I was hanging out there. He said like, hey, you know, we got a couple of us. I think there was another British guy there. We were all ready to kick this guy's ass or so. Like, if some, you know, no one's messing with one of our guests. Yeah, that is. That's got to be it. Yeah. Well, that's cool. There's a piano in there. It would have been to the right of that. Huh. That's good. All right. Well, I think I've worn out my welcome here, but I'm gonna keep going. Record the walk back. I did that so many times, like out there. So, and then I got a bicycle, and it was made a lot easier. So what else happened? So that was that kind of confrontation guy. That he shows up. Toshi's like a bodybuilder, so he was all he needed. But it was another interesting night. I remember going there in 2005 or 4. One of those times, maybe 2006. There was a World Cup going on, and Australia had knocked out Japan from the World Cup, and I made friends with like some really cool Australian tourists there. And I remember the day after, they were telling me like how they got a lot of dirty looks from just like, oh, okay, or at least they interpreted it that way, probably. But I don't know. Japanese they're too polite to, I think, for the most part, to hold that against Australia. But they definitely love their soccer, though. They're like, so there was that. There's another one where I bought a used guitar. This was 04, 05, something like that. And it was like, let's see. Pretty sure it's down this way. Yeah, I can see that's 7-Eleven. Okay, we're the new 7-Eleven. So, bought a guitar, and we used to pass that thing around the whole house. I bought it at a recycle shop for like, $20 or something like that. But I learned how to play on that thing because there was some people there that knew how to play, and they showed me a couple of chords, and it's just really good icebreaker kind of thing. Man, there was one trip I made with, might have been a Canadian that was going to Kyoto. The first time I went to Kyoto, second time in Japan. So year after the first, so it must have been 05. I stayed a month, and I wanted to do this crazy backpacking trip, but I thought it's easier to take the train out there. Oh, I'm lost again. Where did it go? I thought I saw, unless, yep, there it is. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's the same but different. Just everything's similar, but there's just something that's just like it's a different replica of what this. So, he first time going to Kyoto, met up with this guy, really nice guy, Canada, and then another Australian guy, I think. And I think we all headed out there as cheaply as possible, but took a night bus. Yeah, that was the used car lot right there. It could have been just parking cars, but it looked like it used to be cars with like prices on them, so they're like really cheap too. Thinking like, oh shoot, I wish they can get a MX-5, like a custom body kit for like $1,000 or something like that. It was going for. I don't know. It's but that so we took the night bus out to Kyoto, and super exhausted the whole way. Woke up, we got there early, 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Found an internet cafe. Again, didn't have any mobile devices or anything, and just Googled cheap, the same way I found the Hibari house. I Googled cheapest place to stay or cheap hotels in Kyoto. Found, or near Osaka or something like that. And there was, yeah, we went to Kyoto, but we took a train to Osaka. The Hotel Ryzen is what we found. And we all got rooms for like $10 each or something like that. It was cheap at the time. And it was a single room. I've stayed there twice after that, at that place. Just for nostalgic purposes. Yeah, it just, and then I explored the city, and I think they went off to did something else, and we kind of parted ways, but, there was another time, no, that was a different trip. Yeah. What else happened? There was a guy who, I think his name was Makoto, that also used to basically, he was there. I don't think he worked for the Hibari house. He might have worked for it, like doing cleaning and stuff like that. All again, really nice guy. And he was really into onsen. And he also went with him to showed me this onsen like near Kawasaki City, and it's one like he knew the inside track of like where the best, like what the minerals that these ones use and stuff like that. And it's like, it was. I remember he was really into. I was still am, but he's really into Japanese culture, and he was really into Polish culture, you know. And I remember when I said, like, oh yeah, I'm part Polish, and he was like, it's like he was, the light just shined like, wow, it's so great to meet you, or something like, well, it's great to meet you. Yeah, I don't know any Polish language or anything, but it's a cool Toyota. But anyways, really nice guy, and he was there pretty much every time for like the 9 years that, up until 2013 was the last time I think I stayed to visit. Um, but and then, yeah, 2013 was like 3 months, the longest trip. I remember my mom passed away from pancreatic cancer a couple years before, and I thought to myself when I was going through that, when this is all over, I'm doing it. What I need, like, to do in life is the most extreme backpacking in this country I love, and I did it, and it was great. And then for the last, I stayed at the Hibari house. So I had a JR rail pass for the first 3 weeks, and I think for the last week of the first month, I was just on the road a little bit. But that's when I did like every city I could. And then after that first month, made my way back here, and I spent 2 months straight living out of that Hibari house for like next to nothing, $5 to $10 a night. I mean, the Toshi was amazing. He was really nice. Single room, you do the math. It was like, less than $300 a month, something like that. So it's called a monthly mansion. But that was yeah. And then on that trip, I used to really I was getting into at the time of my life, I thought a good skill to have is magic, magic tricks, and I was not ready to grow up. But no, it's still I think it's a great icebreaker and kind of thing. But I had a couple decks of cards, a couple disappearing handkerchief trips, fake thumb kind of thing, and it's like, and oh shoot, there was another guy who was a kind of a more professional magician there. He taught me some stuff. There was another guy, I can't remember his name, but he and we used to hang out and go to Ikebukuro with like a group of guests in that place. We went a couple times, and I got like a couple videos of me. They would film me doing magic tricks at Ikebukuro Station for just random strangers out there. Man, who else was there? I think there was a girl named Kathy. She was Chinese or from Hong Kong, and she was also but she spoke Japanese. She was been here for. She might have been working here, but yeah. There was another girl I met on the first or second trip. I think it was the second trip. So Keiko. I remember Keiko the first trip. Really cool Japanese woman, and who loved drinking and clubbing, and lived on that second floor. She got involved with another guy who was a French kickboxer, also staying a guest to that house. And their relationship was they used to hook up, and then they would fight, and they'd get back together, and Toshi just had enough of it, and he'd tell her you got to stay away from Keiko, or you got to stay away from, I forgot his name. But anyways, he used to be part of the group that we'd all go drinking or clubbing or something, see what there was. I don't remember going this far on this to the station, but that might be why I didn't recognize the path. I don't think I crossed that road. Yeah, but there's the station. I swear this. Let's see. I remember once there was two people. There was a woman just crying in a car parked somewhere down that. I think it was at that parking lot, and her boyfriend or something that was yelling at her, and I limited Japanese that go up like, "Hey, are you guys all right?" You know, it's just kind of, and they just looked at me, stared at me, and then they just stopped crying on cue. So I think I solved that problem. There was another time there was another time that Keiko, well, it was one of those times that we all went out and went like clubbing or something like in Shibuya or Shinjuku, and there was another time there was a fight of a drunken brawl on this train, and I got up in front of the group to like, and I did like close-up magic, started doing magic tricks to like two people about to fight each other, and again I calmed down the situation. Everything was fine, and they were very confused, but that's yeah, that was another memory. See, it can be valuable. So I just remember this is darker, not just that it was like at nighttime when I was here, but it was like there was an underground arcade somewhere around here at one of these places, and they had like coin video game arcades, like a Sega thing, but looked like it had been there for a long time. And there was a karaoke bar. You could smell like the food from here. You know, there's a lot of street like vendors, and it's all like kind of just housing, and or I didn't see any guest houses in this area anymore. I'm gonna go this way. All right. What else is there? I remember going to Fuji-Q Highland with these two girls from Hawaii or something like that. It was they were in their 20s. They were all, yeah. Jeez, I was 22 or 23 years old. I was 23 out there. So it was all just a bunch of young travelers like staying at that hotel. And then there was Makoto, who might have been 50 or something like that, but he just doesn't age. And Toshi, I don't know how long he had been there, but I think he was in his 30s or so. Anyways, met up with these two girls from Hawaii and went to Fuji-Q Highland, one of the first trips there. Fastest roller coasters in the world. And yeah, it's just, all right, I'm glad I did this. Now I am starving. I'm gonna go to that McDonald's, get some fine Japanese dining. I'm too lazy to translate anything right now. I'm too tired. I haven't walked this much in a long time. But I think that's about does it. Oh, the World Cup was going on when I was there on one time, and then I think on a second time it was World Cup was going on. And the British, Canadians, and Australians would stay up all night just to watch that game that aired at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And they'd be, yelling, excited when, yeah. Oh, I remember, I think I passed out on the train once. I was all set to go climb Mount Fuji on one of those trips, and I wanted to make it like a really, really, religious, spiritual experience. So what did I do? I fasted for like the whole day, bread and water. That was a big mistake out there, and a lot of walking just around Tokyo, and I was going to leave for Mount Fuji the next day. So getting home on the late night train, getting back to the house, and when I'm waiting for the doors to open, next thing I know, I'm on the ground. I'd passed out for a few seconds. I woke up and I'm on the train. The doors had stopped. I had delayed it for for a little bit, but I think that means stop. So I'll wait for the next one. And then, they helped me up. I went to took me to like the, I don't know, there's security office kind of thing, just to make sure I was okay. I thought like, okay, you're not some person on drugs or anything. And so I had to explain that like, oh no, I'm going to Mount Fuji, and I want to, I eat just miso and panto miso, bread and water, all ichi-nichi-ju all day or something. I don't know. I still don't. My Japanese is still pretty bad. Yeah, it's just like that. They let me go, but that was a memory. I decided it wouldn't be a good idea to make that trip. So I haven't done it yet, but they say a wise person climbs Mount Fuji once in their life, and a foolish person climbs Mount Fuji more than once in their life. So I still have to have that experience of doing it once. All right, I think that wraps up the. Unless I can cross here. Wouldn't mind getting a shot of the KFC and McDonald's. What else is there? Yoshinoya, that would be good. Actually, I'd love to have like some curry and rice right now. Well, if you're planning on staying again at the Hibari house, bad news. If you stayed in there, if you were fortunate enough to have that experience in the last 22 years, I hope this video has been a trip down memory lane out there. And again, I don't know what Toshi is doing with his life, but I hope he's well. Same goes for Makoto. All the amazing people I met at that place. But thankful for that. So this, I almost don't want to end this. There's just like, I feel like this is a last time in my life I'm going to be. It just. Pretty sure that was the restaurant, and yeah. Anyways, all right. I think we got to be crossing here pretty soon. So we're waiting for one more train. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. These things warming up. But no edits, no cuts. Maybe, I don't know. I think there's some parts of this I could have cut out just because I was holding my phone looking for a map. But, this has been Hibarigaoka, searching for the Hibari house 2026. All right. Take care.